3,000 Miles is an engaging, innovative, and heartwarming documentary that chronicles a young man's first year living in New York City whilst his mother waits for his call back. Documentaries have always been created to help bring people together through their specialised content, mode, and their filmmaker's own unique style. 3,000 Miles utilises the observational mode whilst also using elements from the poetic and self-reflective modes to create a truly unique and effective documentary. The most distinctive mode in this documentary is the observational. However, it does contain elements of self-reflective and poetic modes. The observational nature of the film is evident throughout the piece. The filmmaker takes a backseat approach and opts to observe and record his experiences and interactions. Alexandra Jutz notes the importance of the observational method, stating, "While not all documentaries are obligated to engage with the issue of the age, when surveying today's field, that documentary is still one of the key modes of cultural expression that intervenes in and indeed goes some way to construct not only our understanding of events in this world, but perhaps the world itself. This fly-on-the-wall approach is very prominent within the observational mode. There are no interviews within the documentary. Instead, it seeks to capture everyday life, from buskers on a street corner to an elderly couple enjoying their day at the park. Whilst there is no explicit storyline, the film values objectivity over subjectivity, another dominant trait of the observational mode. The film uses artistic and aesthetic shots in its attempt to capture what the eye experiences every day and translate that into film. Shots of the lens flares through the trees and looking up at the passing clouds are just a few of the many stunning shots within the film. The documentary also uses elements from the self-reflective and poetic mode. The filmmaker has all the control over the visuals and sound shown. The film focuses on the overall mood and tone of the piece. All are instances of the poetic mode, as the filmmaker demonstrates when showing clips of his life, he chooses the moments that were most influential to him. This is obvious that despite the current political climate present during the filming of the piece, whilst acknowledging the circumstance, the filmmaker decides to focus on his own life rather than exploit the news for attention. The film content is made up of various shots of New York City, whilst the voice of the filmmaker's mother is played as voiceover. A short documentary, there is little to no storyline present, apart from key moments such as the controversial 2016 US election. The rest of the film's moment is just of the filmmaker's life. David Saunders commented on how the internet is allowing filmmakers to share and experiment with filmmaking like never before, stating, "The new media offers true democratization and increased participation, giving everybody a chance to transcend cultural boundaries and share in expression." The filmmaker chooses to sync certain voiceover segments with important moments. For example, when the voiceover asks if there are any snow, a shot of the snow can be seen. Whilst not having a direct linear narrative, these instances show the continuity of the film and how it flows despite its lack of story. The individual filmmaker chooses to present the documentary as a montage of footage he has collected over the year. The shots are highly artistic, choosing to value quantity over quality in this short documentary. His choice to use his mother as a narrator provides a deep emotional connection to the piece, as well as demonstrating a highly innovative approach to filmmaking. The voiceovers are unscripted messages from a concerned and caring mother who only wants the best for her son. It provides another layer of engagement and provokes curiosity from the viewer, eager to know more. Overall, the style made the content more personal and meaningful, allowing audiences to connect with the piece as they are reminded of the times they missed calls from their loved ones. The observational mode, artistic style, and minimalistic content work together to create a unique and emotional film. By using the observational mode, the filmmaker was able to use any and all footage they thought was necessary, while not being limited or pressured to produce a hard-hitting expose or story-driven narrative. This allowed the filmmaker to present the documentary in his own unique montage-like style that, as a result, aided the minimalistic content. This can be seen as an element of reflective filmmaking, as Nicholas said, instead of seeking through documentaries to the world beyond them, reflexive documentaries ask us to see documentary for what it is, a construct or representation. The style of the film and how it was shot influenced the content and which voicemails were chosen. The content influenced the mode, as the filmmaker took the backseat approach to not search for a story, but simply observe what was already there. By utilizing the observational and elements of poetic and self-reflective modes of documentary filmmaking, the creator of the piece was able to deliver a personal and relatable story about family, long-distance love, and connection.